Hello everyone and welcome to a Cupid Parasite video. We are done with Ryukyu's sweet and spicy roots and we're going to be going...
Cupid Parasite, sweet and spicy darling.
We are going to be going down Shelby's now. Let's see. Yep. The after drama. Shelby, where are you? There you are. I'm doing this in order according to how I played it in the game because it's been forever since we saw anything of Ryuky. It's been months. So we're doing Ryuky, Shelby, Gil, Rao, Alan, and then Jupiter. So that is the order that I'm going to do them in, and we're going to be doing Shelby today.
After drama, Shelby Snail. 愛おしい妻との時間は何者にも代えがたいな。今日の朝食は何にしようか。
So I wanted to say something before we went into this. When I was looking at the walkthrough, Ryuky said it had 3 bad endings. It says Shelby has 4 bad endings. He has a bad spicy end. What is a bad spicy end? I don't even want to know, because I mean, if you guys have seen Ryuky spicy end, I don't want to know. But anyway, and the choices for it is let's go spicy. Absolutely, let's go spicy. Regardless of what anyone says, I choose spicy, and that leads to a bad spicy end. I'm so curious of what it's going to be. I don't know. It's going to be like 4 or 5 episodes from now, so we got a little ways to wait. Anyway, let's get started. Good morning, Shelby.
今日もリネットは早起きだな。
I missed Shelby so much. Like, you have no idea. His voice acting. See, it's just his voice acting and just how much affection he showers her. Shelby leaned in, pulling my face close for a good morning kiss. 2 weeks had flown by since our wedding. Is this the actual wedding? The one we got the CG of? The one that was on my desktop for a really long time? That's good. It hasn't been like years or months. Their love is still fresh and new, and I'm glad it's that way. We commuted between our homes on 8th and 1st Avenue, adjusting our living situation based on work. Now I was more than just a bridal advisor. I was also Shelby's secretary, helping him manage his business. Despite our hectic work schedules, we enjoyed our life together.
今日の予定はそうか、9時から会議か。
Do you think we can squeeze in breakfast?
そうだな。十分時間はありそうだ。
Perfect, so no banana-only breakfast today.
ああ。
Chubby cast a slightly wry smile towards the banana he left at the bedside. Bananas known for their blood sugar boosting properties were his go-to breakfast, especially when waking up for online meetings. No more jelly drinks. His diet used to consist solely of banana supplements and jelly drinks. However, as a married couple, we made a point to share breakfast before work. Regardless how busy we got, we cherished our shared moments. Even with his calendar brimming with meetings and conferences, Shelby still maintained his routine. Unfortunately, due to his schedule, we dined separately in the evenings, and he would just consume jelly drinks. Shelby, you've been working nonstop for 9 days. You need to rest soon.
ああ、そうか。確かにお前の言う通りだな。
His prestigeness demands it.
今までは一人で走り続けるのが当たり前だったが、こうして注意してくれる人がいるというのは幸せなことだな。感謝している。
He smiled at me through the mirror as I applied my eyeshadow.
お前とももう少しゆっくり過ごしたいしな。どこかできちんと休みを取るとしよう。それにハネムーンもまだだったしな。休みが取れたら行かないか。
Our honeymoon. Hearing him mention it filled me with joy. Yes, I'd love to. We embraced and Shelby blushed, seemingly caught off guard by his own suggestion.
リネット。
Why are you so surprised? Shelby is now my husband. Even after our wedding, seeing him flustered brought a smile to my face. I know. I'm smiling too. Shelby, where do you want to go for our honeymoon?
ああ、それなんだが、ちょうど気になっている場所があるんだ。
And where's that? He reached over to the bedside table, retrieving a paper.
実は招待状をもらったんだ。ロサンヨークに新しくできた人工島、ダムールパラディからの招待状だ。
Oh, really? That's where Ryuki went. I didn't get to read that. Dang it. I totally forgot that there was like another Parasite route in this one. When I saw him, I was like, oh yeah, no necktie today. Oh, really? So I've decided to just leave in the opening theme song for each one because it doesn't really matter what order you watch these in. In fact, I might even change the videos to not say episodes so you can watch them in any order that you feel like because it doesn't affect anything else really. The only problem is they're not in chapters, so I'm gonna have to figure out how I want to title them. So that way you can at least watch them in order when you go down one of these routes. I was gonna say something else too. Oh yeah, I was gonna put I forgot his name already. I don't think it's Melvin. Whoever the other Parasite is. I was going to put him in between the routes because I didn't want to do him last to end on that. I wanted to end on a After Darling, I think that's what it's called, ending. And I probably want to end with Alan. So I am going to switch up Jupiter and Alan. I have a feeling I'm not going to like Jupiter very much. And I'll explain why later. I guess I could just say why now. But there's a certain ending where there's like an anthropomorphic character put in. I'm thinking him in his chief form doing some strange things. So it might not appeal to everyone. And so that's why I'm like, I might not like Jupiter's route that much or his endings anyway. So I'll put him before Alan because I think I'm going to enjoy Alan. Alan was my favorite in the last game. Anyways, a few days later. Very colorful cruise ship. We embarked on our honeymoon trip to Demore Paradis. This recently constructed artificial island in Lost Shark Bay, known as the Paradise of Love, had become a hotspot for couples. Oh, it's an island. I didn't catch that whenever it was in Riki's route. This unique pear shape stood out in the latest city maps. Legend had it that dating someone there ensured a lasting relationship. Offering both day trips and overnight stays, this elaborate amusement park promised a week's worth of entertainment. It was managed by both French corporation Amar Holdings. It was managed by a major French corporation, Amar Holdings. Elia Amar, the vice president in charge of development in Lost York, had personally sent Shelby an invitation. You've never done business with Amar Holdings before, right?
ああ、 ダムール・パラディはそのオマール・ホールディングスが初めてロサンヨークで始めた新事業だからな。事業の成功のためにも今後の足がかりのためにもロサンヨーク企業の経営者には必ず招待状を送っているのだろう。
Oh, I see. Amusement parks had nothing to do with our work, but I wondered if Amar Holdings was simply making a friendly gesture. My thoughts were interrupted as Shelby began to explain further.
オマール・ホールディングスは一族経営の歴史ある大企業だったはずだが、招待状に同封されていた資料にはホテル、食品、エンタメ、アパレルとご丁寧にマルチに展開している事業について書かれていた。顔を広げるとともに企業としての資本力を見せ、優位なポジションを獲得するつもりなのだろう。大企業の新規参入ではよくあるやり方だ。
I see.
息子の副社長はまだ27だという話だが、このロサンヨーク事業を全て担っているらしい。かなりやり手のようだな。おそらく誘ったというからには何かしらの商談があるのだろうが。
Like a joint venture with Cupid Corp.
かもしれないな。
Running a campaign with free tickets for newlywed couples might be something our customers would appreciate. Or maybe even hosting a matchmaking event. The prospect of increasing their chances of marriage could definitely draw a crowd. As I threw out different possibilities, Shelby burst into laughter.
相変わらずだな、お前は。
What do you mean?
仕事熱心だという意味だ。
That's why you love her. Oh, did I do it again? I realized my work habits as Cupid were hard to shake. I was drawn to any opportunity for matchmaking. I wonder if she'll tell him that she's Cupid in this one, like Ryuki. Because what? Everyone else knows, right? Ralph figured it out, right? In his? I think he did anyway. And the other two obviously know.
私もつい考えてしまうからな。気持ちはわかる。だが、今はハネムーン中だろう。
It was true. Shelby was typically hyper-focused on work, but today he was reminding me to enjoy our vacation. This was our first trip together as a married couple and our honeymoon at that. It was time to relax and set work aside. Okay, Shelby, agreed. No more work talk.
もちろんだ。
The two of us stuck close together as we gazed out at the sea from the ferry. The newly constructed island nestled in the tranquil seas of Lost York Bay was now coming into view. I was curious about what lay ahead. The steam's whistle shrill blast caught my attention, signaling that land was fast approaching. As the ferry neared the shore, the entrance of Demore Paradise came into view. I was eager about our honeymoon trip. Upon docking, the grandeur of the entrance was striking. Wow.
ほう、これは立派だな。
I envisioned something more understated, but the scale of the entrance gave us a hint of the magnitude of this place. The vibrant decor was charming, and the vast array of different stores sent a thrill of excitement through me. Look, Shelby. Isn't that souvenir adorable?
土産はまだ早いだろう。
Never too early to shop. Shelby flashed a bemused smile as he joined me in exploring the store. He was just as fascinated by the new facilities as I was.
この床素材はすごいな。汚れにくい作りの上、うまく光を反射するようになっている。
Of course, he's admiring the floor.
動線も見事なものだ。必ずこの景色が見えるようにうまく作られているな。
Oh, Shelby, we agreed not to talk about work today.
ああ、すまない。私から言ったんだったな。
Shelby looked uneasy and wrapped his arm around my shoulder. Seeing me, however, he seemed momentarily at a loss for words. Why? Is she just too beautiful up close? Oh my goodness. Shelby, what's wrong?
いや、新婚旅行に集中するというのもなかなか大変そうだと思ってな。
Does he love his work that much? Well, you don't have to completely forget about your work. I love my job too.
いや違う仕事ではなくお前が可愛すぎるから
I'm gonna love his little stammers so much. That was my favorite part of his route. It's just when he's embarrassed, he just can't talk straight. Uh-huh.
いやなんでもないとにかく歩いてみようあそこのギフトショップだったか
Also him saying nothing. Shelby, blushing, averted his gaze from me and began to walk towards the shop I had pointed out earlier. I noted his reddening ears and couldn't help but giggle. I know, right? Oh, Shelby, he still isn't used to this yet. Reflecting on our past, I realized that ever since we started living together, Shelby was often bashful. I know, I would eat it all up. When Shelby and I decided to live together, we weren't lovers. There were no romantic feelings between us. We're talking about Paradise House and not after she confessed her feelings. Actually, it wasn't in Parasite House, right? Oh, I forgot. She actually moved in with like a contract to pretend to be his wife. I totally forgot about that. How could I forget about that? That was their whole route anyway. I could vividly recall the day we moved under the same roof. It was a part of a secret project to safeguard the company. We played the role of a married couple to uphold Shelby's devoted husband image. Some months back, I was working as a bridal advisor dealing with the problematic members of Cupid Corp known as the Parasite 5. One member who was notoriously difficult was a man called Monsieur Essay. Monsieur Essay had a stand-in for his matchmaking activities and never attended parties or interviews. I did my best to help him find potential spouses. Following the conclusion of the matchmaking share house program Parasite House, all members of the Parasite 5 I was managing quit their memberships except one. That remaining member was Monsieur Essay. I was pondering how to guide him better when Shelby summoned me. That was when Shelby disclosed he was Monsieur Essay. Shelby, the president of the Cupid Corp, had been using a representative for matchmaking. He had cultivated a false public image of being a devoted husband despite his bachelorhood. He felt it was too late to reverse that narrative. He'd used his stand-in for matchmaking activities in an attempt to transform this lie into reality. However, no one was keen on marrying someone who wouldn't reveal themselves. Completely backed into a corner, he sought my advice. And then so much happened. We posed as a married couple and held receptions for vital clients. We attempted to deceive paparazzi, trying to prove that the president was actually married by creating deceptive silhouettes in the bedroom. She had to specifically mention that. That's funny. I know the first part of his route was really good, like them pretending to be married. He was shy and cute, and they were like working towards like a romantic relationship, but then everything just went downhill from there. In the end, when photos were about to be leaked, he publicly declared his single status. And then when he finally fell in love with her, he was convinced that she couldn't possibly love him and just wanted out of the contract. But then he thought she was seeing Gil and someone else I thought too, but he'd been aware of the inevitable backlash we'd both receive. It was all to protect me.
どうした
I like this song. While I was remembering what happened before we got married, Shelby turned to me questioningly. I was just thinking about everything that happened before we got married.
ああそうだな確かにたくさんあった私の人生の中で一番濃密な一年だったのは間違いないな
Really?
当然だろう
Shelby smiled lost in thought. He pulled me closer and laughed.
お前と出会ってからの時間はこれまでとはまるで違ったそれこそ一生分感情をかき乱されたと言ってもいいぐらいにな
Question mark. Oh, it's his perspective now. Lynette looked like she had no idea what I meant when I laughed to myself.
まったく 自覚がないのか。
Every single day before our wedding was thrillingly emotional. Every morning she was the first thing I saw when I woke up, and every evening she was there to greet me when I returned home. She offered me countless suggestions and acting lessons to help me convincingly maintain my role as a devoted husband. I thought they were talking about married life, but he's talking about living together beforehand. She innocently proposed that we call each other by our first names and that we should have breakfast together. I found it endearing. It surprised me that someone like her could even exist.
だが、それが心地よかった。理想の生活だと思えるぐらいに。それでも、私としては、これはあくまで会社のためだけで、いつか終えるつもりでいたんだがな。
But to my surprise, I couldn't control the surge of emotions that gradually developed. I found myself falling for her.
そばにいて、守りたい。守れる男でいたい。
However, our roles were defined. I was her superior and she my subordinate. Our relationship was contractual, but gradually evolved. My desire to be near her, to disclose my feelings, intensified. I longed for her presence, to shower her with affection. Being by her side was all I wanted, but soon it wasn't enough. I wished not only to spoil her, but to be spoiled in return.
誰かに寄りかかる心地よさなんて、自分は必要としていなかったつもりだったのにな。
Yet meeting her made me realize the profound joy of having a supportive companion in difficult times. Thoughts of her had stirred a tempest of emotions within me. It was then that I finally came to grips with my own feelings. The sensation of loving someone, for the first time I understood its meaning.
それで、あの時、ついキスをしてしまったんだったな。
After she got drunk and blurted out all the misunderstandings. And then she confessed that she harbored feelings for me as well. I know, she was so upset with you. In my inebriated state, my feelings spilled forth. All reason seemed to have deserted me then. Passion nudging me, I kissed her. Yet Lynette immediately fell asleep after that.
あの後は本当に苦労したな。
She got drunk on chocolate too. It wasn't even alcohol. I carried her to bed. It was a strategic move, hoping to confess my feelings as soon as she woke. Even while she slept, I longed to kiss her. But I reminded myself that it wouldn't be right while she was unconscious, so I suppressed my longing and eagerly awaited the morning. I planned to express my love when she awoke, but I fell asleep, and before I knew it, morning was upon us.
目を覚まして彼女が横にいたのは、あの朝が初めてだったな。
Truthfully, my emotions had been soaring. The memory of her admission of affection from the night before was still vivid in my mind. We admitted our feelings to each other, so I assumed we would become lovers. That is, until I discovered that she had forgotten everything. I know, right? Because of her drunkenness, she didn't remember anything she had said.
おかげで自分の気持ちを告げるのが遅くなったが。
I know, he should have just reminded her right then and there. However, we overcame those challenges and eventually got married. My first ever wedding, I was finally marrying the woman I loved. That's the CG I had on my desktop for a really long time. Till Alan anyway, I think.
だが、結婚をしてからも日増しに愛おしくなるとはな。自分でも予想できていなかった。
See, I don't think I replaced Alan until the ending episode of 9 Rip, and now that is on my desktop right now. Shelby. He's blushing. Was he smiling a second ago? I think he was. Hold on, I gotta go back. Yeah, he's just smiling. She said his name and he starts blushing. Upon hearing her voice, the surge of love was nearly overwhelming. I found myself on the brink of ignoring our surroundings to steal a kiss. However, we were in public. True Lost Yorkers often display their affection freely, but I still harbored a certain shyness. It had been a long time since I dated anyone. I believed marriage was an impossibility for me. I was still adjusting to the concept of married life, let alone the idea of casually kissing my wife in public.
いや、 そのどんな土産を買おうか悩んでいた。
You're a liar. But really.
せっかくだし残るものがいいだろう。お揃いのいや。
Just the way you are saying this just proves that you're a liar. I diverted my gaze and tried to compose myself. In the past, I never allowed my emotions to overtake me, hence I was unprepared to deal with these overwhelming feelings. We usually spent time together either at home or at the office. I never realized how hard it could be to suppress my desires while on a date. Oh, what about matching t-shirts? I like the idea of a matching look.
ペアルック。
What's wrong with you? Not a problem.
いや、ダメではないが、どこに着ていくのかと思ってな。
You would wear it here, obviously. As pajamas, maybe?
パジャマ。
Why are you getting so flustered? I couldn't resist picturing how adorable that would look. Rushing aside the idea of matching outfits, I envisioned her in a souvenir t-shirt styled in a tropical fashion of more paradise.
悪くない。
I'm gonna be giggling throughout this whole route. I just know it. Huh?
あ、いや、なんでもない。
Look at this. The straw hat is so cute. What do you think? She was beaming at me through a tiny mirror attached to the shop's hat rack. Wow. He's going to get flustered at everything that you want to try on. Shelby, are you okay?
大丈夫だ。問題ない。とても似合っていると思う。
It's just a hat, man. That's great. I bet this one will look good on you, Shelby. Here, try it on. She reached up and placed the hat on me. Her perfume sweetly lingering around her neck intoxicated me.
これはまずいな。
Oh my goodness.
すまない。それより喉が渇いたな。まずジュースでも飲むとしよう。
Her cuteness was overwhelming, threatening to overload my senses. In a desperate attempt to regain control, I quickly purchased the two hats and rushed to a nearby shop to pour coconut juice. Watching her joyously sip from the straw caused my mind to lose it. Oh my goodness. Get it together, man. You're not gonna last the day. Toby's been acting odd all day. He had been murmuring to himself for a while as I continued savoring my coconut juice. The drink Shelby bought was refreshing and succulent, perfect for a hot day. It's so delicious. Even though the drink was incredibly refreshing, Shelby seemed unaffected. I read in the playthrough review that Shelby's route is pretty passionate before it even gets to the endings. I mean, I could tell why if he's turned on by everything. He closed his eyes as he drank. It seemed like he was immersed in the flavors. We finished our drinks, returned the empty shelves to the shop, and resumed our journey hand in hand. Where should we go next? As I tried to recall the map of the entrance, my attention was caught by an adorable ride. Look, Shelby, isn't that ride cute?
Tuk-tuk Labi-dabi-go.
The sign referred to a three-wheeler vehicle, a lovey-dovey auto rickshaw. The quick explanation written on the side explained that riders could use it to tour the entire island.
なるほどな。広いダムールパラディの島内はこれに乗って移動するようにできているのか。よく考えられている。
Since we're here, should we give it a try?
あ、そうだな。
We both hopped into the lovey-dovey auto rickshaw and took off. Aw, so adorable. They're sparkles. The slow speed of the ride allowed us to fully appreciate the beautiful views of the island. Leaning out of the vehicle, I reveled in the softer breeze against my cheeks. Wow, Shelby, look, we can see the ocean from here.
海ならさっき船の上からも見ただろう。
I just noticed that they both had the hats on. I was so oblivious. I know, but this view is different. It's just so gorgeous. Being from a city, we seldom visited the beach, making the ocean view incredibly exciting. As the auto rickshaw leisurely toured Demore Paradis, we passed various stalls, a show hall, and an impressive restaurant. Oh, I remember that it's look for dolphins, but I don't think it's a safe choice. I think we're going to view both. Yeah, we're going to find some popcorn first. Shelby, look, they're selling mint chocolate chip popcorn.
ああ、そうだな。後で食べてみるか。
Absolutely.
Mm. その顔は反則だ。
Did you say something? Huh?
いや、ここでなら構わないか。他に誰も見ていないしな。
Yes, if you want to steal a kiss, I'm sure it's okay. What's wrong?
そのはしゃいでいるお前があまりにも可愛いからな。こうしたくなったんだ。
Alright, let's go back up and do the dolphins now. Alright, look for dolphins. Shelby, look, dolphins are swimming out there.
いるか？リゾート風とはいえ、ここはロサンヨークだぞ。わざわざ島で飼っているわけもないだろうし。
But look, they jumped out of the water. Shelby failed to spot the dolphins despite my excited attempts to point them out.
そうか。それはとても元気なイルカだな。
Hey, you don't believe me? That's not fair. I swear I saw them. Laughing, I playfully shook Shelby's arm.
なんだその可愛い顔は。いや、ここでなら構わないか。他に誰も見ていないしな。
What's wrong?
そのはしゃいでいるお前があまりにも可愛いからな。こうしたくなったんだ。
Shelby wrapped his arms around my waist, my hat tipped up as he planted a kiss on my temple. Aw, so cute. So they said the same thing, but he added a few words in there. That was interesting. Ah. Public displays of affection from Shelby were rare. He whispered assurances that we were safe. It implied that if we were on the auto rickshaw, he would have kissed my lips. Shelby's excitement was hard to read, but I could tell he was enjoying the experience as much as I was. The honeymoon has certainly added a new dimension to our relationship.
リネット、見てみろ。あちらの景色も見事だ。
He tenderly stroked my hair, whispering my name. Shelby seems to be enjoying this too. Ever since we arrived on the island, Shelby struggled to switch off work mode, but it was clear he was relishing this experience. Demore Paradis seemed to possess a magical power that helped even the most relentless workaholics unwind. As we rode the rickshaw, we leisurely observed the various shops that surrounded us. After a while, a large structure came into view. It resembled a facility straight out of a spy and heist movies, a casino. Wow, Shelby, look.
カジノか。考えてみれば、ロサンヨークに大きなカジノはないな。だから作ったのか。さすがだな。よくロサンヨークのことを研究している。
True, to find casinos at this size, you normally have to go all the way to Nas Venice. Should we check it out?
ああ、そうだな。
That's funny. We disembarked the auto rickshaw and ventured into the bustling casino. Wow. There appeared to be no dress code and everyone was in casual attire. It seemed like a relaxed environment where we could enjoy ourselves.
そういえばカジノは大学の頃にやったきりだな。
So you played before?
ああ、すべて SS でいたかったからな。一通り練習はした。
I know, I was going to talk about his SS status, but he mentioned it even though they didn't translate it. He was trying to say he was SS at all the games. I know, right? How does one even practice casino games? It was very much like Shelby to focus on mastery something rather than on profiting from it. Can you teach me then? My knowledge of casino is solely from movies.
ああ、任せてくれ。
We proceeded to explore the casino and try out various games. The Demore Paradise Casino was designed to be beginner-friendly, implementing betting limits so you couldn't lose large amounts of money. It appeared that most patrons were enjoying the experience without suffering major losses. The casino utilized cute heart-shaped chips, enhancing the resort atmosphere. After exploring most of the games, we headed over to the show hall where a magic show was taking place. Wow, how did they do that? It was my first live magic show, and I was captivated. No matter how intently I watched, I couldn't figure out the tricks. Shelby, do you know how they did that? What's wrong with you, kid? Oh my goodness. Oh, because you whispered it in his ear. You need to stop that. He's going to lose control. He whispered in my ear and he flinched as if tickled before nodding in response.
ああ、そうだな。おそらくだが、大体再現はできるはずだ。
Oh, really? You must show us then. He's even SS in magic, huh? Is there anything Shelby can't do? His marksmanship was also SS. I'm gonna go flashback to Owen. Arm in arm with Shelby, I rested my head on his shoulder, reminiscing about the time he had protected me. You're gonna break the man. Caught off guard by my close proximity, Shelby blushed, visible even in the dim light. During a brief blackout for the show, he snuck in a quick kiss. We continued our tour of Demore Paradise, soaking up the atmosphere. As evening turned into night, we ventured out into the night market for dinner. Wow, look, Shelby, so many stalls.
ああ、そうだな。
They all look so tempting. Where should we start?
そうだな。せっかくだから少しずつ食べてみるか。
Everything. Sounds like a plan. We ventured into the nearest stall, sampling anything that caught our eye before moving on to the next.
と、これはどう食べるものなんだ？
I don't think I have the stomach capacity for that. I think you mix it with a spoon first, then scoop it up.
こうか。うん。なるほど。こういう味か。うまいな。
We savored various foods we never tried before. One dish resembled a crepe. Biting into it, a burst of juicy flavor surprised me. The skewers were also delicious, albeit piping hot.
この中に入っている肉汁、相当熱いな。気をつけて食べた方がいい。
Maybe I should poke a hole in it to let it cool down.
ああ、だが濃厚でうまそうだ。
We tried soups, paninis, and dishes with names I couldn't even pronounce. The variety definitely contributed to the feeling of being at a resort. There were many foods that we couldn't find in Lost York.
しかし初めて見る料理ばかりだ。これは確かに興味深い。世界中を旅した気分になるな。忙しいロサンヨーカーからすればありがたい限りだろう。
I saw on Instagram that many people come here specifically for the food. This is amazing.
ああ、そうだな。
Demore Paradise really was a chic new hangout. I imagine that many Lost Yorkers would frequent this place on their days off. It seemed like the perfect spot for a party. I'm curious if this is like the same scene that they used for the bedroom in Ryuki's route. It is purple. I remember that much at least. After some time exploring, we finally arrived at the hotel room we were invited to. Wow, look at this, Shelby. This room is incredible.
ああ。
The hotel robes are adorable. I worked up a sweat. Do you mind if I shower first?
あ、わかった。
I already know how this is going to go. I wonder what's wrong with Shelby. I noticed Shelby acting strangely as soon as we entered the room. I know, right? He is now alone with his wife. His expression was thoughtful and distant. Maybe he's just overwhelmed by how fancy this place is. I doubt that. The room was indeed extravagant. I'd have to make sure to thank Mr. Omar for the generous invitation. Nevertheless, after a full day, I was exhausted. I craved a shower and a good night's sleep. Wow. Leaving Shelby in his thoughts, I slipped into the bathroom. I don't know about that night's sleep. We'll have to see about that.
なんだあの可愛い生き物は。
She's confused. Finally alone, I let out a long sigh. Even I wasn't sure why I was so giddy. We spent every day together, yet Lynette had looked adorable since the beginning of the day. It wasn't until we were inside this luxurious suite that it hit to me we were on our honeymoon. I know, right?
まずいな。
I need sleep wouldn't come easily that night. Knowing Lynette, she'd likely head to bed straight after her shower. Truthfully, I had no intention of letting her sleep, but I had to maintain my cool.
平常心だ。平常心。
I hope to avoid revealing how much I'd been anticipating this honeymoon. I know how he feels though. Like, I can still remember my honeymoon 16 years ago, 17 years ago. I had to keep it cool at all times. I wanted to present myself as a composed adult in front of her, but Shelby, I'm out. Seeing her emerge from the bath in her room, my mind went blank. She looked absolutely adorable.
リネット。
Thanks for letting me shower first. It's your turn now. As she passed, I caught a whiff of her floral scent. It was exactly from the bathtub supplied by the hotel. It was a sweet, exotic scent that felt perfectly appropriate for a resort. I had to swallow the surge of emotion rising in my throat. I have to stay calm, I repeated the mantra to myself. However, unaware of my struggle, Lynette bounced on the bed. Shelby, look, the bed is covered in flower petals. Isn't it beautiful? Shelby, you've done it now. She must have been surprised when I suddenly joined her on the bed. Her wide-eyed, innocent look made me catch my breath.
まずい。これは可愛すぎるだろう。
What do you mean you're in trouble? You're married her. This is her honeymoon. Just go for it. I knew I couldn't hold back any longer. She was just too irresistible. How could it be that this adorable woman is my wife? My heart swelled with happiness, thinking about how I managed to marry someone like her. Whatever irrational thought I had left allowed me to utter the next words.
いや、お前と結婚できてよかったと思ってな。
I feel exactly the same way. She reached down and caressed my cheek. Her innocent touch, like the one you would give to a large friendly dog, stirred something in me. Before I knew it, I was leaning in for a kiss.
リネット。
I have a feeling this is going to be awkward. The slight twitch of her shoulders only further stroked my desire. She whimpered, a tiny sound that shattered any remaining restraint I had.
リネット。悪い。我慢の限界だ。
Shelby. Cheeks flushed as she realized my intentions. She met my gaze with the heat in her eyes and rolled onto her side, exposing her neck in a gesture of surrender. Oh my. Without another thought, I moved to kiss her neck. Her clean, warm skin tasted sweet and slightly tangy. How dare you? I don't want to... Oh, okay. I'm like... I don't want to stop there, but at the same time, I was gonna say, I didn't want to stop there because, the anxiety's been building up as we read his emotions throughout the entire day. But I'll just go ahead and tell you guys, it doesn't show anything. It just goes straight to the next morning. I was expecting some juicy CG or maybe some awkward sound effects that I didn't want to read or listen to. It was in Shelby's roots. Whenever this happened, it was very noisy, and I didn't like it. Just hearing the desire in his voice, I'm just like, it's gonna be the same way, but it's not. We're okay. There'll probably be more of that later, I'm sure. Anyways, that's where I'm going to go ahead and stop because I think that was all one section. Like, I don't remember. There might have been two. I don't know. I was so busy reading and watching the time. to figure out how long I've been recording. But if that was all one, that was an hour by itself. So I want to go ahead and stop here. We only did one choice too, didn't we? Yeah, we only did one choice. It had to have been one section by itself. And I don't want to record for another hour, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the episode here. If you guys did enjoy, drop a like down below and or subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.